The word in Arabic is from dajjala. It means to smear a camel with tar, smearing the part that is mangy or scabious. So it has the idea of hiding illness or sickness, covering it over with a black pitch. To lie, to conceal truth with falsehood. He enchanted or fascinated. So the idea that the Antichrist is an enchanter or a fascinator. People are fascinated by him. He traversed the regions or tracts of the earth or land. Now, the Prophet said that the Dajjal would enter every city on the planet. When they asked him what would his speed be like, he said, like a wind that leaves a cloud in its trail. كَرِيحٍ اسْتَدْبَرَتْهُ السَّحَابِ literally means like a wind that leads a cloud in its trail. And in another tradition, he said he would ride a white donkey made of iron whose span between his two ears was 40 cubits. بَغْلَةٌ min hadid, as the hadith says. And then he says, to confuse, to mix things, having one eye. Dajjal is the word in Arabic for Antichrist, which is better translated in the Arabic language as the imposter Christ. Because anti in Greek, antis also means in place of, instead of. It doesn't really mean against. The original meaning of anti in Greek as a prefix means instead of. And that's closer to the Arabic interpretation, which is imposter or in place of, pretending to be. The Islamic Jesus, and I actually translate, I'm hoping to get it out this year, but I translate all of the Arabic sayings of Jesus because there's actually more sayings in the Islamic tradition of Jesus than there are in the New Testament. And most of them deal with the dangers of the world, of materialism. So I find it really interesting that the whole thrust of the Islamic Jesus is salvation through giving up material wants. And the idea of an Antichrist is salvation through desire of material goods, that it is material goods that will make you happy, that is material goods that will save you. So I think there's a very materialistic element in here. And also the idea of being one-eyed is that part of binocular vision is depth perception, which you lose with one eye. And so the idea that Dajjal or the Antichrist does not have a depth perception, he's a two-dimensional being. He sees things in two dimensions. Also to gild a thing. So in other words, you take lead, you put gold over it. That's ad-dajjal. So to make something that's cheap or insignificant look very worthwhile or significant. Cover the land with water. He put his land into a right or proper state, prepared it, improved it with dung. So to spread dung on the earth. And then Dajjal is refuse, lowest, basest, or meanest sort of people. A gilder, a liar, conceals truth with falsehood, who deceives, deludes, beguiles, circumvents, outwits, much or often, very deceitful, the great deceiver. And then a great company of men, Dajjala in Arabic means a great company of men journeying together, covering the ground by their multitude, or a company of men journeying together, carrying goods for sale. So trafficking goods all over the place. Masih al-Kadhab, the false Christ or Antichrist, is to be a certain man, comes forth in the last days. So having one eye or eyebrow. This is classical, coming out of classical dictionaries. The idea of the Antichrist is that towards the end there will be a type of false salvation through love of the world and material things and these things. And I think the Muslims definitely have a very strong sense of the Dajjal, because at the end of the prayer, you actually make a prayer that says, and I seek refuge from the tribulation of the Dajjal. And the Prophet Muhammad said, every prophet has warned his people about the Dajjal, but I will tell you something that no other prophet told his people. He only has one eye.